A series of unfortunate accidents may be showing how China and Russia are teaming up to tighten the noose around Europe. Welcome to China Uncensored, I'm Chris Chappell. China and Russia may have teamed up to attack Europe on Christmas. On Christmas morning, Baltic Sea power and data cables linking Finland and Estonia were damaged and went out. This is a big deal. It prompted an investigation. One of these damaged cables was the Estlink 2. It's an important electricity line between the two countries. Fortunately, the Finnish and Estonian power grids didn't collapse. After investigation, it was discovered that, mysteriously, some ship had dragged its anchor across the seabed for 60 miles. Typically, when ships drop anchor, they don't continue to sail. Finnish authorities believe they tracked down that ship, the Eagle S Panamax. It was sailing under the Cook Islands flag, but it's an oil tanker owned by United Arab Emirates-based Caravella LLCFZ, and the European Commission believes it's part of Russia's shadow fleet, a fleet that circumvents European sanctions, selling Russian oil to fund Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And this ship just so happened to be loaded with spying equipment used to monitor naval activity. It would make sense that Russia would be behind this. The Baltic states were heavily dependent on Belarus and Russia for power. These power lines helped them gain energy independence from Russian imports. However, this wasn't the only ship in the area at the time of the outage. There was also this ship, the Xinxin-Tian-2, sailing under a Hong Kong flag. Now, it's hard to say what role this Chinese ship had in the cable cutting, if any. But this is part of a very, very disturbing pattern. The Xinxin-Tian-2 is reportedly owned by the logistics company Hainan Yangpu Nunu Shipping Co. Limited, a company that's working with Russia's state nuclear agency to establish an Arctic shipping route. I wonder what China and a Russian state nuclear company will be shipping to each other. Now bear with me here because I have to connect some dots. Hainan Yangpu is part of the Torgmol Group. It's a Chinese transport and logistics company that also does business between China and Russia. And it's the same company that owns the Chinese ship, the Nunu Polar Bear. That ship damaged an undersea gas pipeline and a telecommunications cable connecting Finland and Estonia in October 2023. Wow! How detrimental to Europe's attempts to be energy independent from Russia, and a total coincidence. Almost a year later, China admitted that the Nunu Polar Bear did indeed drag its anchor, leaving a furrow over 110 miles long and damaging the Baltic gas pipeline. But it was an accident, you see, not some broader conspiracy between China and Russia to cut off power and gas to Europe from non-Russian sources. China claimed the ship got caught in a severe storm, one that made the ship drag its 6-ton anchor 110 miles across the seabed. Sure, but gosh darn it, Chinese ships just somehow always seem to find themselves near damaged cables when that damage strategically aids Russia. In November last year, another Chinese ship, the Yipeng 3, was nearby when one cable connecting Lithuania and Sweden and another one connecting Finland and Germany were damaged. To show how cooperative they are with international law enforcement, Chinese authorities sent a team to conduct an investigation with European representatives allowed to tag along as observers. But it blocked a Swedish investigation by refusing to let a prosecutor board the bulker. Total sign of innocence. And yet somehow the Yipeng 3 was allowed to just continue its voyage, because apparently, trust me bro, was a compelling enough investigation finding. The thing is, China has been tied to damaged cables all over the world. So don't be surprised if another cable gets mysteriously cut, like, say, the Nordbalt cable in the Baltic Sea. Damaging that would be absolutely devastating to the Baltic states and could potentially undermine their plan to withdraw from a joint energy system with Russia and Belarus in February 2025. Fortunately, after all these cable accidents, NATO is boosting its presence in the Baltic Sea. But it seems like Russia and China's no-limits partnership really does have no limits. This free episode would not have been possible without support from fans like you, who want to help keep China uncensored. Head over to ChinaUncensored.tv to join our exclusive community with episodes you won't see here on YouTube. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.